First and foremost, let's take a moment of silence for the universe for bringing us all together. There's a lot of great energy in here, and all our ancestors and everybody after us will appreciate it later. Okay, that's enough. We're going to talk to my talk, and it's called Dealing with Addictions and How I Manage. This is my Twitter handle and my Instagram handle, so please take pictures and tweet me. Dealing with addiction and how I manage. First of all, addiction. A strong and harmful need to regularly have something such as a drug or do something such as gamble. An unusual great interest in something or need to do something. That's what addiction is. I'm talking about dolls. We all know about dolls. These are princesses. Everybody collects dolls. Everybody has a doll in their house right now, I'm sure of. Who wouldn't? They're always sexy. Who wants to be blue and black? They come in all colors. Who doesn't want a doll? But wait a minute. I'm not talking about just any normal dolls. The dolls that I love pose like this. And we usually call them action figures. But in reality, they're just dolls. And let me start with my history of dolls and how I got into game design. First and foremost, I had the green dolls. Yeah. Everybody had these green dolls. Used to catch them on fire, put them in plastic bags, throw them in the air, throw them around light poles, hit them with baseball bats. These dolls last forever. They went to war for us. They fought for us. They taught us how to strategize and how to actually use them as currency with the bully in schools. But let me get real classic with you. These dolls. Yeah. These dolls have been around forever. These are the dolls we all love, right? Their elbows didn't bend, their knees didn't bend, but we loved them. They had accessories that went in their hands that didn't even fit, especially after the first week. And we always kept them with us. Then we had these dolls. We know them as G.I. Joe, and knowing is half the battle. And if you've never seen the G.I. Joe television show from the 80s, you don't have to. They're not that good. I tell everybody, please enjoy what this has brought to all of us. What G.I. Joe did to most of us in the 80s is let us know that we can have a diverse team. And there's a guy named Roadblock that talks like a rapper before there was rappers. And let me get back to Star Wars, because Star Wars is an unusual doll because it kept popping back up in my life. And all I do with my friends, we'd get them all together and throw them in a pile and pick what we like, and we all had different teams. So it was like the first multiplayer game that I ever played in my life with Star Wars. Now back to G.I. Joe. Now this was the guy whose house you went over. Yeah. The guy that owned the Terradome, whose parents spent over $200 for a big piece of plastic in his house. And not only was I addicted to dolls, I was addicted to plastic. I was the guy that owned the Terradome and the aircraft carrier. So I was the most famous house on the block. And I usually kept everybody's toys. The best dolls of them all, Transformers. Yeah. Not only are they dolls, they're also cars, they're insects, they're dinosaurs, and they're airplanes. Who doesn't love that? Every kid, they're still around today. They're in Generation 7. I'm still collecting these dolls. I haven't got enough of these dolls. And occasionally, you know, when I was younger, you had that one relative that give you one of these dolls. And we knew they weren't as half as good as the Transformers. But right now, currently in my closet, it looks like this. I can't get enough of these dolls. I think I'm the reason that the whole entire environment is going to shit. It's because I own more plastic than anybody else. Let's talk about even having a lunchbox with a thermos. It doesn't count unless you have a thermos. Everybody knows that thermos that you try to seal and it always leaks, but you still help the thermos. But let's get back to dolls. These dolls, the most diverse group of all time is He-Man. This is a guy who wore pink shirts and white beaters and a furry tights. And we loved him for it because he threw that sword up and we felt the power. And he rode a cat. And most guys like dogs, and he gave us Battle Cat. And there's no better name than Battle Cat. Then I learned that we can diversify and just take turtles and turn them into dolls. They had comic books, they had a cartoon, and we loved them. They were affordable ones. They were named after Renaissance artists. I've never heard the name Michelangelo until I saw a turtle. We knew who Raphael was until we saw a turtle. But now as an adult, We just collect them. We put them on shelves. And some of us go way out of control with it. And at the end, we all feel like this kid, just lavishing. We're doll rich. We're just all about dolls. Well, I'm going to talk about the future. The printing of the dolls. And that's where we're at right now. So we can use our imagination and make our own dolls.